You know,
okay.
Like,
okay, so we're looking for like the most like I shouldn't even, if you're talking, I shouldn't be able to see it.
Exactly. Yeah. Like you should just be able to see like fur muffle. That's it. Like you just
fur muffle.
Just like move. You know
Perfect.
what I mean? That's it.
And if they gotta eat, it's basically impossible.
No, you can't eat. Sorry.
Okay, so we got best groom stash. It's meaning you're taking care of this thing every day. You've purchased many oils. You have many handlebars happening.
Absolutely. Combs, things like that.
All sorts of things. And then we have the opposite of that, which is the lumberjack.
Just gnarly.
We could call it walrus, I guess.
Walrus
too, as well.
stash, maybe.
Okay,
and
cool.
then the final one would be the creepiest stash. So that I'd probably fall in that category.
I think I'm going to be beating you out in that one.
Oh,
sure.
I don't know, man. I don't know. That's going to be a tough one.
Okay, cool. So we've got the best kept stash, the lumberjack stash,
and creepiest
and the creepiest stash. So we're going to have some prizes for those. We'll be voting at the gym on those. We're not going to release prizes just yet. Because those are actually going to come out when we talk about the cross lift-off competition that we're doing as well. So we'll talk about those prizes when that happens. But awesome. So we got the rules and the prizes. The event date, we said that we were stopping it on the 28th, and that's for a specific reason. What are we doing on the 28th of November?
We're going to have a fat dodgeball tournament.
Dodgeball
tournament, guys. That's right. Marty. Bring in your cannon.
Yeah,
bring in your cannon. It's going to be awesome. Huge dodgeball tournament. We're probably going to separate the gym out. There's going to be like multiple games going on one time, and it's just going to be fun.
So we're talking bracket status.
Bracket status, 100%. Get your headbands ready. Bring your Gatorade. Mix in with water. And just go to town.
And we're ready to go. Awesome. Okay, so on the 28th, we're going to throw the dodgeball tournament for you guys on that. Now, if people do, so this, we're not just doing this for the fun of it. There is, some money that needs to be donated a little bit so that we can help with the prostate cancer, testicular cancer, mental health, all those things. So where can people go if they want to donate?
So there's the main site, and then just us.movember.com. You can URL it, just https colon and then // us.movember.com, and then you can just simply donate. I mean, if you go on the top right hand of the screen, there's a button for donation, and you just click that button to donate, and you can just pay through credit card or PayPal or
Okay. So there's not like a specific Coast Range place that they could do that. It's just through the website.
No, that's actually great that you bring that up, Wes. So you can actually donate through cash, and there's actually a PO box you just sent the money to. So
cool. So if you guys don't want to go on the website, you guys can bring us some cash, or you guys can bring us a check. We'll write a check to the Movember Foundation, same way we did with Barbells for Boobs.
Exactly. I think it's just a little more convenient that way as well.
Okay, cool, awesome, sweet, you guys. So you got Movember coming up, guys. I know it's not the favorite thing in the world to do, except for Chad Dvorak actually gets pretty freaking stoked on this every year. I know that Joy doesn't. I know that Chad gets really pumped when this starts coming, and he grows a dang good one. So he's going to be out there. I think
he was in the running. Is Chewy.
Dude, he could probably win both lumberjack and best groomed. I think
absolutely. There's got to be just like a Chad Dvorak category.
Would be really good. Is Chris? Or no, not Chris. I'm sorry. Grant. Grant Cornea.
Oh, Grant Cornea can grow like a cop mustache.
Dude, Grant Cornea has thick facial hair.
Absolutely.
Who else do we think could get a really good
Chewy, 100%.
Shout
out to my boy. Shout out to my boy Chewy. Oh, yeah. He's going to absolutely grow the gnarliest mustache. But it's going to be well groomed.
So he's got to get rid of that goatee, though. He's got a goatee right now.
Sorry, Chewy. You're going to have to get rid of that goatee. Man.
So I wonder if he could do handlebar. That would be pretty sweet.
He would definitely win the lumberjack then. If he had the handle. I mean, I would just hand it to him within the second day.
Heck yeah. All right, so we're calling you guys out. So Grant, Chad, Chewy, you guys have got to participate in this thing. It's going to be awesome. I have a feeling that the female membership is going to go down for this month, or at least class participation will get pretty low. But I don't know. I think they might be kind of used to it by now too as well. So hopefully everything's good. I know that Megan is not very stoked about this time of year, but oh well, it's for a good cause. So oh well.
Great cause, absolutely.
No big deal. And Junior, how's this going to work with your new job?
I haven't told him that.
Oh, damn. Junior just got, if you guys are looking to go out too, Junior just got hired on at Odium. in Morgan Hill. He's going to be a server there as well. So
yeah, just try to save some money before I get into the academy. So
I don't know if that's going to look too good, man. You walking in with that creeper stash.
I might have to just fill it in somehow and then
There you
just
go,
erase
Sharpie
it and just kind of like
Sharpie.
erase Sharpie or something like that and erase it when I get off, because it is not the prettiest thing, and I feel really bad for Alex. So, Al, if you're listening to this, I'm really sorry, but
well,
I'm
let's
go
just make out that one too. She probably could.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
All right, guys. So that's the details on November. Starting November 1st, ending November 28th with an awesome dodgeball tournament for you guys. We'll have those categories out there. So we got best group, lumberjack, and creepiest stash. We'll have the voting towards the end of the month for this one as well. Junior, thanks for coming on. Really appreciate it.
Hey, Wes, thank you so much for having me on here. I had an absolute blast. And then also congratulations on qualifying for the American Open.
Oh,
yeah. Great meet yesterday. And Brittany, Shark Muscle, hashtag like I'm alone.
Heck yeah.
She freaking broke PWA records.
Two of them.
Two of them. I'm sorry, two of them. You see, so I apologize. Two of them. So
yeah, definitely.
Big shout out, and then great job,
thank
guys,
you everybody
for all
that
those who
came out to
competed
that
yesterday too.
That was huge. You guys, everybody that came out, that helped out a ton. It definitely put us all in a situation we weren't used to. That's for sure. I know that I hated every minute of it, trying to sit back there and not do anything between lifts.
You seem like you're enjoying your Sour Patch Kids, though.
Yeah, that was the best part about it, for sure. I got these Sour Patch Kids in between lifts. But I was telling me and Chris were talking about maybe doing like a CrossFit workout in the back just to try to get warm. But we knew we'd probably get beat up by everybody else there.
Absolutely.
So, but I think at the American Open we might end up doing some sort of every minute on the
You're going to have to do an EMOM or
some
form of barbell water.
I'm definitely a CrossFitter. I'm not a weightlifter, that's for sure. But
amen to that.
Cool opportunity. So, awesome, Junior. Thanks for coming on, man. Guys, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to have Greg on, who's going to be talking about our CrossFit Liftoff event that we got coming up, which is going to be amazing. We've got a CrossFit workout and then the clean and jerk and snatch in a bunch of different categories and a bunch of different weight categories as well, which is something that's brand new for CrossFit. So, it's going to be cool. And we'll be right back in just a little bit. Hey, you guys, what's up? Before we move into Greg talking about the CrossFit Liftoff, I wanted to actually take a little bit of a moment to answer some of your guys' questions that you guys threw in the little podcast thing. So I looked in there. There's actually a pretty good amount of questions in here for you guys. So let's go ahead and get started. So first question we had from somebody was, why do you lose a skill you had, like double unders or muscle ups? So in order to get a double under or get a muscle up, let's use double unders for example. A double under is an extremely easy thing to do. You're jumping 3 to 4 inches off the ground and you're spinning your wrist, right? Everybody can do that for a long period of time, but when asked to do that with a jump rope in the hand, all of a sudden there's a misconnection between the brain and what the body will actually do. So in order to acquire that skill, it's something that has to happen every single day, as much as humanly possible, so that connection between the brain and the body working together becomes more normal. So the best way I like to put it is, if you think about the way you brush your teeth. So if you were to brush your teeth with your right hand every single day, that's just normal for you. If I asked you tomorrow to pick up your toothbrush and start brushing your teeth with your left hand, it would be a mess. You'd be poking yourself in the nose, you'd poke yourself in your eye, there'd be toothpaste everywhere, and you probably would get everything in your face clean except for your actual teeth. But if I asked you to do that every single morning and every single night, eventually that would become more normal. The body would connect with the brain, and brushing your teeth with your left hand would be something that was more normal. So the same thing happens with skills, like double unders or muscle up or bar muscle ups or chest to bar pull ups. Anything where there has to be a neurological connection between the brain and the body doing movement. The opposite end of the spectrum, we can look at like a deadlift or a back squat. That's just a gross movement that your body is trained to do from birth. So if you guys look at the way that a toddler will pick up a rock from the ground, or the way that a toddler will squat, they actually move with extremely good mechanics. They have weight on their heels. Their hip crease is well below their knee. Their spine is straight. Their knees are tracking with their toes. When they squat, when they deadlift something up off the ground, they put themselves in a good deadlift position. They use their legs to lift the object. They keep their arms long. And that is ingrained in us from birth. On the opposite end of the spectrum, if you ask the baby to try to do double unders, that is not ingrained in us from birth. And that's something that we have to practice. We have to practice consistently. So if you're losing a skill like double unders or muscle ups, it's just simply because you're not practicing them enough. So what I suggest for you, if you start to notice this skill is degrading in the middle of a workout, start adding in at least 3 to 4 times a week to something you do a little bit extra either before or after a workout. Remember, too, that the coaches are here for you guys as well. So grab a coach if you're having trouble with something and pull them aside before or after a workout. This is our job. You guys pay us in order to help you with these things. So grab us and we will absolutely help you. But if you start to lose those skills, know that it's a degradation of a skill, and that's basically you're losing that connection between the mind and the body. So you just have to keep practicing those skills. So start adding them in at least 2 to 3 times a week, and they should come back actually pretty quick. If you had it before, it's going to be a lot easier for it to come back than if you didn't have it before. So I hope that answers the next question. So moving on to the next one. Have a class that is half ROMWOD and half of a fast workout. You got it. I would absolutely love to do this. One thing that I would say that I would like to do though is make that ROMWOD after the workout. I know that sounds like what the question was asking is if we could do the ROMWOD before the workout. But the only problem with that is that the workouts that we do in CrossFit are so intense that your body needs to be prepped and ready for that, meaning that we need to have your heart rate up pretty high before you actually start doing them. The body has a fight or flight mode, and if we are to do ROMWOD before the workout and have you guys really mellow and breathing and moving really slow and being relaxed, and then all of a sudden we try to get you to do Fran, or we try to get you to do a 3-rep max back squat, the body's not going to be ready to do that, and it's going to flight instead of fight, meaning that the central nervous system is going to shut down. So ideally, if we were going to do this, it would be done with the workout. We would do our dynamic, our general, our specific, and then the workout. And then after that, we would finish up with the ROMWOD the rest of the class. So it's definitely something that we can do, and it's definitely something we can implement as well. One thing that we would actually like to do is hopefully eventually get another TV up by the front of the class that you guys could actually see the ROMWOD as well. So we could actually just play it up there for you guys in front of the class and you guys can see it. So hopefully that'll come up. But yep, we'll absolutely do that. We'll absolutely throw a ROMWOD in after class for sure. Love it. So moving on to the next question. Can you tell us 3 of the most neglected stretches that all should be doing before the warm-up? So 3 is very specific, but I'll definitely give you the ones I think are the most beneficial for what we do in CrossFit as a whole. So if you've been doing CrossFit long enough, you definitely understand that we squat a ton. And the biggest issues that people have with a good squat is either hip mobility or ankle mobility. And then moving from there, if we have a barbell in the front rack or the overhead position, it's shoulder mobility. So let's hit on those 3 things. So ankle mobility. One of the best stretches for ankle mobility is to get a barbell, unload it at first until you kind of start to get used to it, and then load it down a little bit, and sitting yourself in a squat, and then placing that barbell on the end of your knees. What it's going to allow you to do is get a little bit more dorsiflexion, so the weight of the barbell will push the knees forward of the toes, trying to keep the heels down, and it'll stretch out those Achilles and calves a little bit. If that's a little bit too much for you, what you can do is you can actually put your foot up on a bench and have somebody grab your knee and pull your knee towards their chest. So it's the same exact thing. It's just you get to control it a little bit more and you don't get stuck in there. But creating that dorsiflexion, what I mean by dorsiflexion is basically if you look at the ankle between your shin and your foot, the more of an angle that you have between your shin and your foot, the more upright your chest can be in the squat. The less of an angle, meaning the more vertical that your shin is in the squat, the more forward your torso is going to have to lean in order to counterbalance those hips being so far back. So the first one I would say is ankle mobility, and from there would be hip mobility. So if we're looking at hip mobility, that's everything basically from the quad to the hip flexor to the psoas. So the best stretch for that, in my opinion, is going to be a couch stretch. So getting your shin up against the wall and then going into a lunge position. Ideally, you should be able to have your shin completely up against the wall in a lunge position. Ruka came home. Hi, baby.